I mean, we're now talking about a very airy fairy. Like, oh, you guys must network. Actually, networking is so good.
They're
for
all
you.
my friends.
They're all my friends. You know, we're doing all these things. But like, let's talk about practicals. You're saying you're this girl from the vault, which is the truth.
Yeah.
You're in this white male dominated space. I know. I was invited to a dinner party this week. And as soon as I walk in, I couldn't believe it. It was only white people 55 and above.
Mm.
I looked at the host like, how dare you? I was so like, I ended up having a really great time, but it took a moment. At the end of the day, and I always say this is not about race and whatever, but South Africa is a racially charged country.
It is.
Yes.
And we don't easily, unless it's the rugby, there's nothing like that. It doesn't exist in our country. You
Yeah,
know what
that
I mean?
connects
Yes,
everyone.
that
yeah.
connects everyone. And so there's this age difference between you and these people in the room.
Yes.
And then there's this color difference. And then there's this male-female
Male
difference.
difference, yes.
You know, so
And
like you
cultural
are facing
difference.
so many differences. And I find it very difficult to I don't want to lie. I'm always like, when I see somebody that I need help from or whatever, and it's a white elder male, I'm like, ish, I really wish it was Malume. That I could at least be like, hey, Malume, you know. So how do you find yourself breaking those barriers mentally?
It's not easy, right? Because like you said, it's 3 barriers that I have to get through, right? And I'm a quiet person. But what I found is that I don't want to be left behind. I don't like being left behind. I want to excel in my career. I want to do something with my name, right? And I remember there was a time where I'd really get into myself when I'm around these people.
Yes.
And a very good manager that I had, one of the first managers I had, he said to me, you never want to see yourself just being a butterfly on the wall, right? You look pretty, but then you have nothing to add. And so that then sparked something in me to say, I actually then have to be really well versed in what it is that I'm talking about. And I like know the people that I'm going to be meeting with and ensuring that when I'm there, I have something to add as well. I don't have to say a lot, but you can I don't shoot from the hip either because I don't talk a lot, right?
Okay.
So I really think about what I say, but make sure that it lands well. So if you're going to be talking to someone and you know that they have a big holding in a certain stock, you give them some pointers on it to say, oh, did you see these results came out or something like that? I was very concerned when the management team was saying this, what are your thoughts, right? But so like speaking to people, but knowing it is what it is that interests them in the context of the job.
What you're trying to sell.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's how I found it. It wasn't easy, and I found myself backtracking a bit, thinking, do I really need to do this? Should I be in this environment or whatever the case is? You also realize that these people are just people, right? Like they're just human, like just you and I. Where the day I realized that is when it made things a little bit easier. I might be the youngest person in the room. That's okay. You might be a white male with a very, very high position, but you're human, right? So sometimes you want to interact with people at that human level.